let's talk about some meaty issues. Let's start off with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. You said you have tried to the time of technology.
Yeah, we are further improving on
anyway,
that.
From 5 months to 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. So I think by the time you come back next year, we have reduced it to just minutes online.
I'm coming next week.
Yeah, sure. We create symposiums, we create lectures, we create interactions of business people with young people.
Not just rhetorics?
They are not. Some of them we have follow-throughs in terms of what would have been delivered, where we then expose these young people to some kind of training, where they take courses in terms of what it is that is required, to ensure that young people understand that things don't come overnight.
Right.
We have to put effort, you have to put in the hours. For you to be an expert in whatever you do, it's not, the end result should be in the toil that you put into that. So we expose young people to different trainings. We expose young people to, we group them, we expose them to mentors. For instance, our youth minister is a very successful business person. So whenever we get the chance, we ask him to also deliver how he has achieved what he has.
I guess
over hard work.
I like the novelty of the idea, but I think what I'm yearning to hear is the systems you have put in place to ensure that these things are not just based on individually, accomplishment, but they are systematized, such that, let's say a guy leaves university, for example, or let's even go back to the 270 people who couldn't make it to the next level after writing the basic exam. Are there systems that they can be enrolled into such that they will not be found as, dropouts, or if you like, non-essentials in society, but they can go through this system, come out, even though they may not have gone through the formal education, but they can do something. What are the programs? What are the systemic issues that the council has put in place? That's the kind of thing. Because I believe if the Minister for Youth is an accomplished businessman, yes, but look at his portfolio. How many young people would he be exposed to? How many young people would even have access to him? If he spoke on, whether on TV or whatever, how many people can? So I'm yearning to hear, for example, if the minister gave a speech, for example, is the council able to, to, if you like, craft that speech, break it down into digestible, chunks, maybe digitally, where it can be circulated on the social media for young people, young youth associations to digest it? That's the kind of thing. What are the programs that Brian's outfit is doing in that context?
Okay, noted. I think as Youth Council, we have a communications department that is solely responsible for what you are saying, like breaking it down. But also we work with different youth-led organizations that we expose our young people to.
Good.
We have some that are into mentoring. We have some that are into training. I have also spoken about coming on board of different stakeholders like the Old Mutual, who have different programs for the young people. But as the council, what we do is to try and be the platform in terms of pointing to the young people.
So you play a coordinating role. And
pointing to the young people that when they do then approach us, we then show them to the places which they should go in for getting this various information.
Interesting.
Yeah.